Now we will learn the technical terms related to lens. The terms like aperture, center of curvature, radius of curvature, principal axis, principal focus, focal length and focal plane. These terms helps us to understand the rules to draw the ray diagram for convex as well as concave lens, and using these rules we will form the images of an object kept in front of the lenses. So before starting the terms, I'll tell you something about convex and the concave lens. As the convex and the concave lens, they have got two curved surfaces. So we can say that these two curved surfaces are nothing but the part of a sphere, right? So if I have got a curved surface like this, does this curved surface represent the entire sphere? No. Can I say this curved surface is a part of this imaginary hollow sphere? So in the same way, this lenses has got two curved surfaces, and these curved surfaces are nothing but the part of two imaginary hollow sphere, we can say. So if I consider two spheres, and if the two spheres actually intersect at a point, we can say the two spheres are actually intersecting at a point, the common portion between them which we have obtained, right, is nothing but a lens. But we can say that the middle part of the lens, or the middle part of the lens, is thicker and the edge is thinner. Okay, so by definition the lens which is thicker at the middle and thinner at the edges is nothing but convex lens. If I talk about two spheres, let's say these are the two spheres, and if I take the common portion between them, but remember these spheres do not intersect each other. Okay, so if I take some common portion between them, again I will get a lens where there are two curved surfaces, and the common portion between the two spheres, we can say, is thinner at the middle and thicker at the edges. So by definition this is nothing but a concave lens. So this is how lenses are formed, by considering two hollow spheres. So remember, a lens is a part of two hollow spheres. So convex and the concave lens. So let's start with the aperture. Aperture is the effective surface of the lens through which refraction of light takes place. I'll give an example. I have got a convex lens. Okay, so then definitely this lens will be a part of some imaginary sphere. We cannot see the entire sphere, but we can only see the lens and we can only see the curved surface. So from the spheres, only this much portion of the sphere forms the lens, and the refraction of light can take place only this much portion. That means if I have got a lens like this, okay, so the light can refract through this given surface, and the effective width or the effective diameter of this surface through which refraction of light takes place is called as aperture. मतलब जितना भी पार्ट लेंस का अवेलेबल है जहाँ से रे ऑफ लाइट पास हो सकता है उसे हम अपर्चर कहते हैं. सो अपर्चर इज द इफेक्टिव विड्थ और इफेक्टिव डायमीटर ऑफ द लेंस through which refraction of light can take place. If I talk about this lens, I can show you that this lens is a part of this sphere. You can say diameter is very big, but the light will refract only through the blue and the black surface. Here, the light will refract not through the entire green. It will refract only through the blue and the black surface. So the blue and the black surface will have got effective width, and the effective width of the lens through which refraction of light takes place is called as aperture. Now next term if I talk about is the center of curvature. As I have already explained to you that lens is nothing but a part of two imaginary hollow spheres, right? So those imaginary hollow sphere will have some center and will have some radius, right? So the center of the imaginary hollow spheres of which the lens is a part, the centers of the imaginary hollow spheres of which the given lens is a part is called as center of curvature. But remember, it has got two refracting surfaces, right? Always we check it from left to right. So ray always travel from left to right. So the ray will strike the blue surface first, you can see, which is a part of this red sphere. So the red sphere will have some center, definitely C, and the green sphere will have some center, which is C, you can see, right? So if I talk about this lens, okay, this sphere will not be visible at all. What is visible? Only the lens. You can see here also only the lens is visible. Right. So this blue surface is called as the first refracting surface because the ray of light will hit the blue surface first. So the blue surface is a part of this red sphere, right? So this will be considered as C1 and this will be considered as C2 because black is the second surface. And in case of concave lens, this blue is the first surface, so ray of light traveling will hit the blue surface first. So definitely this will be center of curvature C1 and this will be center of curvature C2. So remember, center of curvature is the center of that imaginary hollow sphere of which the given lens is a part. In the same way, this sphere will have some radius. Can I mark those radius? Let's say this is radius R1 and this is radius R2. This is radius R1 and this is radius R2. So radius of curvature is nothing but radius of that imaginary hollow sphere of which the given lens is a part. Radius of curvature is the radius of that imaginary hollow sphere of which the lens is a part. The center of curvature and radius of curvature are the centers and radius of that imaginary hollow sphere of which the given lens is a part. So next term is the principal axis. So principal axis is the straight line passing through the center of curvatures of the lens. So if I draw this straight line, we can see that this straight line is passing through C1 as well as C2. So it will be called as principal axis. And here this straight line is passing through C1 as well as C2. So this will be called as the principal axis. So principal axis is a straight line passing through the center of curvature C1 and C2.